Good morning, everybody. My name is Juniper Bloom Mystique. I am that person you see in the image in front of you. I am a little bit different, okay? I kind of am not a true crime sleuth. I'm an ascension master, master healer, and divine guide. So I do these things a little bit differently. And I know a lot of people expect kind of the same things, right? And I'm just a little different. So I just ask you to give a little space for that. I am the one who brought about the ascension. I have 3 channels. This channel is not my main channel. This is where I transferred over my shining light cases. So what I do is I like to clear things out of the collective karmic whole because I'm the one who brought about the ascension. The ascension truly is the end of ways, the return of Christ, and all of that plays out on my main channel. Okay. So really quickly, I'll just show you my main channel. All right. And then I'm going to show you what I'm talking about today, which is I did a video on Tupac, who killed Tupac about a year ago. I think it was August of 22 is when I had done that video. And I will show you guys that as well. This is my main channel really quick. And I just wanted to, we're going to go over this video here in a moment because when I originally channeled the video on Tupac, I said Sean P-Diddy Combs was responsible. He actually hired somebody to kill Tupac, and we're going to get into that a little bit. So I do channel, I channel a lot of things. The way I do things is not quite normal. Okay, again, I am not like your regular psychic. I am not your regular true crime enthusiast. I am not just anybody you've ever really met before. Really, we're all different, right? But I think everybody is just so used to the same things. And that is not who I am or what I do. I had my awakening in 2019. It was a very powerful Kundalini awakening. So I also do Hertz music that I create, and then I have my shining light. Okay. But on this channel, I post a lot of workshops that I do where I've cleared Mount Shasta. I activate pyramids all over the world. I even recently, so I rose Atlantis, cleared Mount Shasta, activated all pyramids all over the world, a masculine and feminine, and then we freed Jesus's soul. That actually plays out on my channel as well. And then I united him and Mary Magdalene, and I cleared the unholy grail. Okay, clearing Mount Shasta, activating pyramids in Fiji. I did things to the sun and the moon. I undid the false concept of time. More pyramid activations where I actually talk about California going underwater. I activated the Sphinx, which was the portal of time. I took us into 7D, which it all plays out in a couple of workshops. So here's the other one where I anchored us into 7D and we got 5 new poles. I've done things to the weather. And this one, I activated pyramids in Colombia, Congo, Mount Kilimanjaro, and demolished the White House. These are actually really good to watch. Okay. And then I cleared the Nile. They took my feet, put it in water, and then all of a sudden I knew as I turned the Nile blood red and I purged all that I had picked up. So I cleared the individual and collective shadow. This is the one I did live on my YouTube channel, on my main channel, where it was uniting of Jesus and Mary Magdalene, and I undid the Holy Grail. You can actually see how that happened. He did not die on a cross, and you don't have to believe me or not. I actually do have the proof. Okay, you just have to watch it. And so the entirety of the return of Christ went back to Adam and Eve, Jesus and Mary Magdalene, and then Sekhmet and Horus. And I had to clear all of those, which dealt with my past lives. Okay. So I do encourage you guys to watch that. So when I do these videos, I would say, you know, that's why I don't allow comments on this channel, is because judgment is not of God. Okay. And I recently did the Carlethia Russell one, and I got stuff that what I got actually matched what she told, and everybody thinks it's a hoax, and that's great. It could be, I don't know. I just tell what spirit tells me. I read people's hearts. But the thing is I haven't been wrong in any of them that I do yet. At least 90% of what I say is right. I do healings also. I'll do them live. I never ask questions. The healings that I do are quite different. So I have some in my lives. Okay, I do animal healings. I've done them on Facebook. I predicted the submersible, what happened to it. I said it imploded, and then little did it did. So I just want to encourage you guys that maybe do a little research sometimes, right? Before we form opinions on who we all are. Now on this channel, at one point, I was doing my shining light videos on here, and I'm going to show you guys that because that's where some of them originated from, and then some of them are new. So I was doing so many things on this channel where it was missing persons, and then the ascension stuff, and then Hertz music. So I did spawn off into 2 other channels where I do Hertz music on my healing Hertz music channel, and then shining light. So I'm just going to find one of those videos. I left them on here. I just unpublished them. So see, here's one of them. Aaron's message from beyond. You guys, he was murdered. He channeled a really pretty message in that, and I posted it on my shining light page. But he blames himself. He knew how to get out of being murdered. He just didn't want to sell his soul. That's basically what I got out of that. Shining light, what happened to Anne Heche? I did one on her. I just don't think I uploaded it onto shining light page. What happened to Stephen Twitch? I wanted to channel that because people weren't sure, right? And why would he commit suicide if he wasn't really suicidal and things? And so I did channel that. He was very private, but he did kill himself. And so that's on there. The truth about Casey Anthony. Whew, that one got me. I don't think I uploaded that one. I should. It's still public on my main channel, so you could actually watch that one. Oh yeah, that was a good one. So when I channel these, I actually process their deaths. I do that kind of stuff. When they're still alive, like Carlethia is and was, I read it from their heart space. Okay, so that's what made her so different. Here's the one on Tupac. Okay, I did it August 17th of 2022. All right, it is on the Shining Light page, which we're going to go to. And now I'm going to show you guys why P-Diddy should go to jail now. And I'm putting that out there. Okay. There's been a couple times on my journey where I've been attacked because my DM he did die. My original divine masculine did die. Okay. Now here's the one about Carlethia. So everybody wants to judge, right? That I was wrong, but maybe I wasn't. Maybe she really believes what she says happened to her. Okay. So just let's give space for that a little bit. That's all that I ask. So I'm going to show you guys this one, and then I'll show you what I said about P-Diddy. Okay. Wait, they want me to do it the other way around. So I'm going to show you what I said about P-Diddy really quick, and then we'll show you what's coming out. So recently, the reason I do these, like I said, is I want to raise them out of the collective soul, right? Look, only 5 people watched it, so they don't believe me anymore. And that's fine. But if you actually watch what I did, I told you what happened to Bob Saget, and they're actually proving that that's kind of how he died. They didn't say the names of the people who murdered him because they don't know, but he was murdered. He didn't just fall. And I had said that about him. And it was Joe Rogan and Depeche Mode is who I channeled. Same with Jamie Foxx, all these different ones. So if I'm correct on all these others, how am I so wrong on this one, right? Let's just give it space. What Spirit actually said in this one is walk the line in between, meaning no judgment. You're not her. We don't know why. We don't know what's going on. But all I can tell you is in her heart, what I read is pretty much exactly what she told the police. Okay. So that is what it is. Did I read her heart? Yeah. And she really believes it's what happened to her. So that is that. As far as, I think I did put it up. Yep. So here is Tupac. So when I was growing up, my brother really loved Tupac. It was one of his favorite. And look, only 22 views and only 2 likes. Okay. I didn't study the case. I was a lot younger when I did it. And when I originally did this video, like I said, it was on August 17th of 22, which I just proved to you. I wanted to channel what happened to him. It's only 18 minutes long. So we're going to listen to this.
Hi, everybody.
So I had channeled this one live. I'm not scared to do things live. I'm not scared. I've been hypnotized. People have proven left and down, up and right who I am. I wake people up for a living. I have an academy. You know, I'm not just some random psychic. Okay. So I just ask that people give it a chance, what I say and what I do, and put it in your pocket for a little while. But I do these to raise them out of the collective soul. So I've done many. I did Kyron Horman. I've done a lot of them actually. And I am starting to see a lot of those clear out. John Benet Ramsey, I did one on. which I found very interesting to what they're finding out now. And I thought about doing one on that too, because let's just say some of the details are a little bit off, but they're still spot on. Right. And this one I had channeled live just because I wanted to know what happened to Tupac. He has come to me in spirit form. He wanted to clear it out of the collective. And now, lo and behold, it is finally going to be cleared out of the collective. So I want to put out there that Sean P. Diddy Combs is the one convicted of this as well. And here is why.
I'm coming on today because I want to do one of my videos. I'm going to do it a little differently. I'm not on my computer. I am in a random location. So I'm doing it a little differently. It's maybe not as professional, but I wanted to make sure I got this one done because it's kind of been poking at me. And I think it's actually a lot of fun to do. So before I get into it, I'll introduce myself a little bit for those and guide to Rose Atlantis. We're coming to me. And I was doing them. To do these, you're going to miss your opportunity.
You don't need to hear that
And
again.
so I started doing these again. And then the Freeing Jesus' Soul happened a year ago.
Yeah.
So these
So
are
when
very-
I did these, Spirit had nudged me to do them. They're like, you better do this, do this. And I was like, ah. And you hesitate because everybody judges. People don't take time to learn who you are or to see why you say the things that you say. They're mean. They're mean, they're cold, and they're not of the light. Just like kind of how it played out with Carly, like you can see it. Everybody gets very cold and mean and judgmental, and they make assumptions all over. So I didn't even really want to do this. Spirit nudged me to do it because it's in my heart space and I'm really good at what I do. And so I started doing them. And then after I did the very first one of these that I did, yeah, Jesus's soul came through and I got to process his death. So I actually process their deaths. I do heart readings. That's why I believe in what I do. So let's just listen.
Very relevant. I believe everything that I get. I'm, again, not like a starseed or light worker. I just straight up ask. I ask the individual so this particular episode has got to be like volume 21 at this point. But I am doing Tupac Shakur. Okay. And then of course, Suge Knight is coming in. I just heard Suge Knight. And I'm not sure why. So I just started channeling it. Suge Knight. Suge Knight and him. Okay. All right. So bear with me because I'm getting more information as we go. Like he's standing by me, but also so is Biggie Smalls. Okay, so I want to know what happened to Tupac, right? I think everybody and their brother really wants to know the true story. He was up and coming. He was very famous, very good at what he did. He was a rapper way back in like the early 90s. I think he was murdered. I don't even know all the details, you guys, because I was a kid, right? And I never actually followed these things usually on this side. In this lifetime, I had bigger fish to fry, no offense. And so it wasn't something I focused on. So forgive me not knowing exactly when he got killed. But I remember even people trying to say, oh, he wasn't even killed. He's on the other side. But this was truly about, I wanted to know what happened to Tupac, and I'm getting all these other names, okay? So let me put this down because I'm channeling this in real time with you here, all right? So I wanted to know, and I asked Spirit, please come through. And so Suge Knight must have to do with the records, right? The records, and so did P-Diddy Combs. So P-Diddy Combs and Suge Knight killed Tupac and Biggie Smalls. They both did it. At first I was getting Puff Diddy. It is absolutely Sean P-Diddy Combs. That was his name at the time. I think now he calls himself Puff Diddy. I don't know. He's changed his name like Prince did like a few times over, right? Oh, no, let's not get it. I'm not calling on Prince. Like I started seeing his energy. No. Okay, so Sean P. Diddy Combs he had somebody kill Tupac and Biggie Smalls. Okay, now I'm keep hearing Suge Knight all of a sudden. I didn't get that at first. What I got was Sean P. Diddy Combs killed Tupac. It was a rivalry for fame. It was all about fame. It was about rising to fame. Tupac was much bigger than Sean P. Diddy Combs. And I think if Tupac would have stayed around, it probably would have made sure, like, I don't think Sean, in his mind at least, wouldn't have been as big. It was about jealousy, record label, and greed. That's what I first got, okay? Had someone kill him and Biggie Smalls, head of record label. Then I heard Suge Knight. Was Suge Knight the head of the record label? I don't even know. 444. I do know there was a private eye, I think, that looked into this case too.
You guys, you can rewatch this video, but I really just want you to hear what I channeled about it because what's coming out right now.
I think Sean P. Diddy Combs, I'm absolutely guaranteed that's who did it.
Yes.
It may have been mentioned him before. I don't know. He absolutely did it. Suge Knight and him. Okay, Suge Knight. Suge Knight. This is about what was Suge Knight the owner of the record label? I'm thinking possibly so. Okay, so Sean P. Diddy Combs absolutely participated. So I'm hearing he even wanted proof. This is what I'm hearing right now. Is Sean wanted P. Diddy, whatever the hell that guy's name is. He wanted, I mean, he's got like 5 of them, right? All weird ones too. P. Diddy, like really? Combs, I don't know. Anyways, he wanted proof of his death. So even if he wasn't standing there, he was absolutely involved the whole way through. He knew where he would be, when he would be, and how he would be there. It was completely planned methodically, and he wanted proof. He got some kind of proof. And what I'm saying was like a ring, quite possibly. Like when Tupac was shot, somebody literally took a ring off his finger. And you want to know what's sick? This is what I'm seeing right now in real time. Okay. I'm channeling this right here with you guys. I even write down what I channel. It's just scribble.
I told you that's,
seriously.
yeah, that's how I do it.
I hate to say this, but Sean would wear the ring as a mark of pride. Like I killed him. And Suge Knight. Something about Suge Knight. Also, Suge Knight. Record. Every time I say Suge Knight, I hear record label. But I feel like that's really what it was about. Okay, so Sean P. Diddy Combs, he was this rivalry. It was all about fame and jealousy and the record label. And then I hear Suge Knight and greed. He was the head of the record label. This one's pretty juicy. Like this is yummy. And he absolutely had him killed. But here's the main thing that I'm hearing.
So he had him killed. Sean wouldn't pull the trigger because he's, in my opinion, a pussy. So he had somebody else kill him.
Kind of shows you the testament of who Sean P. Diddy Combs is. I feel like he wanted a souvenir. He wanted a sentiment. So he's kind of a chicken shit. Like he didn't want, in his eyes, the blood on his hands, but it was absolutely on his hands. Honestly, I feel like it was Sean's setting. It was Sean's doing. It was Sean P. Diddy Combs wanted it. And then I feel like he convinced Suge Knight somehow to participate. But who he had shoot him, he also had him grab a souvenir. And I feel like they ripped a ring off of his hand. I don't know exactly what happened. I think he was killed in his car, right, Tupac? Do I have that right?
And then I heard like,
I'm not even sure on the details. I'm so sorry. Maybe I should research into it, but the reason I don't do that, and I don't really want to know what actually happened on this side, is because I don't want to taint what I channel, right? And so I really don't do a lot of research prior.
I don't. I'm not a true crime sleuth. I don't like watching all these things because people are just assholes, in my opinion. And you have that wave of just judgment, which is not God. So I really don't play into that a lot. I'm very careful, and I don't like to like do research before I channel these things. I really don't, because then I won't feel like it's a pure message, you know? So that's why I trust what I get. Plus I do healings all the time. I'm constantly working with individuals one-on-one and coaching and things, and I've never been wrong before. So I truly believe in what I get. Am I just a medium? No. Have I done that before? Yes. Do I channel spirit? Yes. I read people's heart spaces. I do heart reviews. Okay. So I talk in this one about his mom. Somehow, like she got something, like somebody wanted to keep her quiet.
I think some investigator thought it was Sean P. Diddy Combs, because I think I looked up.
So you can watch this.
Because of that, he was able to rise to fame more than he was at the time.
Yeah. So Sean did it
in his mind.
Tupac was a handsome guy.
More than he did at the time because of that. See if there's anything
he
else
said thank you. See, the spirit easily comes into my energy.
Tupac is like the rap game ain't what it used to be. That's what he's saying. He's like the rap game has changed so much. I don't know where I would fit in at this time. And that's what he is saying. He's like, he felt like he was ahead of his time. He knew he had so much further to go, but he doesn't know how he would fit in this time frame. But that's probably because he didn't stay here, right? And see what else he wants me to say. Cause I'm like, that's it. That was like really fast. He's like, well, that's the details.
So watch this video because I just channel it. It's all about Sean, and he did have somebody kill him. They did do the drive-by, right? And I heard pop pop in there. So they confirmed how he died. Tupac did, he was shot, and that's how he did it. I just heard pop pop. And then also Biggie Smalls. So both Tupac and Biggie Smalls were targeted by Sean. He wanted them both taken out. Okay. And so I'm saying now they have this P-Diddy guy being investigated, but from what I heard, P-Diddy has cancer now, so he's not wanting to hide the truth anymore. So they are doing an investigation. They've opened it back up, and there is no like law that says, you know, time frame. So where they're at, they can still press murder charges to this day. So and then I saw this. I'm like, Diddy offered him $1 million. Let's watch it. I'm like, come on, this guy needs to go to prison. I don't like him. He should be taken out. He's part of the, like, you know, all that darkness stuff, which is Hollywood corrupt.
You said that Puffy called and said, was that us? And you didn't say nothing.
I didn't say nothing. Yeah, you're right.
Let's see.
Yeah. And I guess you said that Puffy called and said, was that us? And you didn't say nothing.
I didn't say nothing. Yeah, you're right.
Yes, he did idolize Tupac. We all knew that. We knew that about some of the speeches he said. He said the same shit that came out of Pac's mouth.
Oh, dang.
So
There's
it's just
another one.
good business not to be, you know, seen in public with a guy that
Yeah, he's a
started
producer.
getting murdered
He's
with.
evil. Like, look at this picture over here. He actually, I'm like, just notice that. It's like P-Diddy, the scandalous case of the most, what's it say, most controversial producer in hip hop. And he looks like evilness. Spirit doesn't like that word, but he does not look like he's of the light, and he's not. So let's watch.
If y'all know Orlando did it, why y'all didn't get Orlando? Number one, Orlando didn't sit in one spot.
Right. Orlando knew that you guys know that you did it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In a shocking revelation, former gang member P-Diddy has come forward to expose music mogul Diddy for allegedly offering him $1 million to carry out a hit on rap icons Tupac Shakur and Suge Knight. P-Diddy claims that he refused the offer, but the implications of such a proposition have left the hip-hop world in disbelief. What could be Diddy's motive?
Did you hear that? Oh my God, I just realized that, to sacrifice Tupac and Suge Knight. Isn't that what I kept saying? But they actually killed yeah, this is Biggie
there more to the
Smalls.
story? The truth is finally starting to come to light.
Oh my
P-Diddy,
gosh.
The suspect of the Tupac murder case has revealed some interesting facts about the altercation, which took the life of one of the most influential rappers of all time. The
Wait a
South
minute.
Gang
So I'm just putting that together. So he was supposed to kill Tupac and Suge Knight, and that's what I kept saying in my video. I'm like, Suge Knight, Suge Knight, Suge Knight. Suge
Joe
Knight.
Montgomery, get out. So sometimes when you have stars and they're really big and they start rising and they won't break, they won't do what they want them to do. And that was Tupac, and that was also Biggie Smalls. I feel like they had.
So they actually wanted him to kill Suge Knight, which I kept saying Suge Knight here, right away.
on today because I want to do one in my video. I want to know what happened to Tupac, right? I think everybody and their brother really wants to know the true story. He was an up and coming, or actually followed these people trying to say, oh, and so Suge Knight must have to
See?
do with the records, right?
I kept saying Suge Knight, and I'm just putting that together. So let's
member
listen.
admits that he was actively involved in the incident because of the $1 million that he would receive, but he did not get a penny of compensation.
There was supposed to be $1 million that Zip was supposed to bring back, but he ended up keeping the money and buying a nightclub with it. You guys never got any money for anything.
He also admitted that he told Puffy he was low on ammunition as their arms were being taken when his house was raided.
I said I was just going to get some bread from Puff and get us some guns because they kept on raiding our houses, taking our guns.
And there was informants that was listening to this whole conversation.
Yeah, they was there.
That is not all. Dwayne Keith then went on to describe the altercation that occurred on the unfortunate night, September 13th, 1996.
So yeah, I guess there was like some altercation. So that's why they were like, sure, we'll do it. You know, because there was gang relations and stuff. But this is just like, I was spot on. No wonder I kept saying Suge Knight. I wasn't quite sure what I was saying that for, but he was supposed to kill Tupac and Suge Knight, but instead they killed Tupac and Biggie Smalls. The same people killed both Tupac and Biggie Smalls instead of Tupac and Suge Knight. And in this video, they talk about that too, I think.
You said that as you're driving up towards the BMW, with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat.
Oh, so Suge Knight was driving that night. Maybe they just got scared to kill him. I don't know, man. That's like a big deal. So P. Diddy wanted him killed too. I don't think Suge Knight got killed though, right? So they thought they shot, oh, Keefy D, we shot Tupac and Suge Knight in the head. But he never paid us for the hit. Oh my gosh. I have to look that up, you guys. Did Suge Knight die that night? Is Suge Knight alive? Knight is incarcerated, so he's in jail. 28 years in prison for the 2015 hit and run death of Terry Carter. So they didn't kill Suge Knight. Let me see. Was Suge Knight shot the night Tupac was shot? In a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas, he was 25 years old. So I don't think Suge Knight was shot. See, I don't know. This is crazy. That's why I'm like, I didn't know this stuff. This is why it blows my own mind. I completely believe in what I get.
Shooting started when Keith saw Tupac pulling out something from his pocket and assumed it was a gun. Keith D said that he was the passenger in the white Cadillac on the night of the incident. However, he refused to name other suspects, but confirmed that the shooter was Orlando Anderson, his nephew. Keith made this confession by saying that he is dying of cancer.
Flame starts blasting. You say Suge looks over, he sees you. He looks right at you.
Well, to spice it up, Reggie Wright gives his opinion on the theory that Diddy was involved in Tupac's demise.
He put it out there and said that he met with Puff at a sandwich shop, and Puff told him he would give him $1 million if they killed Suge and Tupac.
Oh my
Fans
gosh.
completely believe Reggie's take on the situation, but they are equally worried for his life as well, feeling like Reggie knows he's living on borrowed time and just putting all the information out there. Some of them do believe that Reggie knows more than he is letting on. I feel like this guy holds a lot of more information he's not telling us. Even though Suge was right next to deceased rapper, he has not come out telling who shot him and Tupac. That could be one of the reasons that it took so long to get to the real culprit.
I'm pretty sure Suge knows who shot him. Yeah. Well, yeah. So when he comes out of sedation, sure anybody who gets shot will tell you who shot them, right?
Oh, so was he shot? It didn't say when I looked it up. Maybe Suge was shot that night and he didn't die.
But if the police say nobody shot him, I believe nobody shot him. And if nobody shot him, that's the same nobody that shot Tupac.
And when Suge was accused of knowing Tupac's murder, this was his response.
I know who killed Tupac. I'm said, hey, absolutely not. Yeah, you know what I mean? No, I don't get down like that. One thing people gotta realize, it's born and raised out here.
As you just saw, even though Suge denied knowing the culprit, he did not let go of this opportunity to gloat how he ruled his part of the town. His criminal tendencies are.
If you think you have a
So that's what I'm saying. I literally said in here, Suge Knight, right away, Suge Knight and Tupac. And I had no idea why I was saying that. I'm just now kind of putting that all together because I thought it was just Tupac and Biggie Smalls. And I thought maybe Suge Knight was involved. But P. Diddy wanted them all taken out. He's one dark mofo. And honestly, I feel like it's time for him to go. So I'm putting it out there. Sean needs to go down for this, not these other little puppets. That's what I feel like they were. And he offered them $1 million, you guys, $1 million. And he didn't pay up. What kind of shit is that? I'm going to offer you some money and I ain't going to pay your stupid ass. That's probably how he felt. Like, I ain't going to pay your stupid ass. You guys are stupid for believing that I would. Right? Like, I totally feel like scandalous case of the most controversial producer in hip hop. And I also said in there that P. Diddy was not nice. He's not nice to women. He has a souvenir. Like, what ring did he take? I was trying to notice that on some of Tupac's videos. He did have a ring on. It was like this big blingy ring, and it might have been that one. I don't know. I haven't found the proof of that yet, but I would really like to go. Oh wait, bombshell evidence reveals Suge Knight planned the hit. See, I kept saying Suge Knight. Suge Knight, listen to this. I gotta hear this. Hang on.
People that were in the two cars involved in this. So
A little closer than that, man. He was a little closer.
he was in the car with Tupac.
With not just by being in the car with them, but he was more involved than people think. It was.
Tupac Shakur died on September 13th, 1996, 6 days after an unknown gunman in a white Cadillac shot him 4 times in the chest at a stoplight in Las Vegas. Tupac remains one of the most well-known faces and voices in hip-hop. People still consider him the best rapper. Some even rank him better than Jay-Z and Kanye. A steady stream of...
And that's probably why they all took him out, because they wouldn't have rose like that unless he died. So Suge Knight is not as innocent. That's why I kept saying Suge Knight, and P. Diddy. So
posthumous album releases has kept his name near the top.
Maybe Suge Knight doesn't really know that P. Diddy wanted him killed too. Maybe he thinks it was an accident
of lifetime
that he got
sales
shot.
rank.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe Suge Knight thinks they accidentally shot him. I don't know. But what I channeled is what really came out, and I'm ready for these mofos to go down. Like, I really am. Wasn't a huge fan of Tupac's, but he was definitely of the light. He was a good guy. He had a good heart and he could rap, you know what I mean? And I knew a lot of people who loved him dearly. And he was one handsome guy. Was he caught up in a lot of shit? Yeah, he was. But I'm ready for P. Diddy to go down. So you guys can watch my original video. I find this all very interesting.
And artistic efforts like the 2003 film Tupac Resurrection have kept his image and music current among fans who are far too young to have seen and heard him perform while he was still alive. His recording career came to an end with his death at the age of 25. But like another famous rapper with whom his story is intertwined, Tupac has only grown in stature with each passing year since his still unsolved murder. No doubt his murder is the most widely debated homicide in music history.
It was solved. I feel like it was solved right away, but I feel like it was all corrupt. Money, corruption, Illuminati type stuff. It's all there. Like, it's never gone away. And just like Tom Cruise, right? The Scientology fucker, excuse my language. He's dirty, just like P. Diddy. Okay, so these people really need to just be done.
Even now, people still speculate about what exactly happened that night. Well, people made a lot of controversial theories related to his murder. Like, some say that he was killed by his former friend Biggie when he was shot dead after...
No, Biggie was shot dead by the same people.
6 months, people started blaming Diddy and Jay-Z. Some even doubted his death and thought that he was secretly living somewhere else. His fans still blame Suge Knight, who was with him that night. There is much evidence
So that's who that was in prison with Suge Knight.
Explains why Suge Knight actually planted Tupac's murder. So grab your bowl of popcorn or...
See what I'm saying? Like, what a tangled web we weave. I said Suge Knight in here right away, and I didn't know why. I thought because he helped plan it, but I still believe in that. So maybe they think that Suge Knight was also supposed to be murdered. If you ask me, would Puff Diddy want him both killed? Yeah, he wanted the fame, he wanted the money, and now he's his own producer, record label. I don't know. It's all nastiness. And recently, Tupac came to me too and just gave a collective message, and I put that on my Facebook and other places. And he's an amazing soul. He really is. He comes to me often. He is just so peaceful and loving. And he was meant to have 3 or 4 kids. Like, he wasn't meant to go yet. It was not originally his time to go. So No, it was not. It was an exit point, unfortunately. But so that's what I'm saying. This was murder and they have karma to pay back. So come on, P. Diddy, it's time for you to pay back your karma. And how about Suge Knight as well? I mean, Suge Knight's already in prison for murder. So if you think he didn't plan something with it, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So much love to you all. I hope you guys do check out these videos. They are on my channel. So please just understand that what I say is usually proven quite real. All right. So give space and time, and I'll see you guys later.